Hello, welcome to my channel once again. In the previous video, we saw how we could grant a virtual machine access to resources on our job. So we saw how we're able to grant a virtual machine access to a key vault. We also saw how we granted access, how we authorized a virtual machine to be able to um, use resources in a storage account. So in this video, from the outside, it might look like magic, but in the back end, so many things are happening. And something very fundamental that is really happening is the creation of tokens and the validation of that token. So in this video, I just want to show us how we can access that token. So we might be building an application that needs to verify that a particular um, data is coming from the right source, and we usually need to validate tokens. So the whole concept of managed identity, token validation is something that is very central to it. So I'll be sharing my screen. It's a fairly long video, so at some point I will be sharing my entire computer. But for now, let me just share my browser. So my resource group, virtual machine name, let's see, frankly, are your 001. Hopefully that's available. Availability zone, I don't need redundancy. I'm not interested in Ubuntu. I need Windows Server. Um, let's see. Windows Server. I think this is fine. I actually don't need an admin password. I want to log in with. Okay, so if I'll use the RDP, I would need it. So let me, just to be sure that I wouldn't forget this, I think I've used this before. Let me get it from somewhere. Okay, yes, I have it here. So I'll just paste what I have here. .NET VM is the name. The name is .NET VM. Hopefully my computer does not start to get really slow again. And the password have been entered. Allow selected ports. RDP is important. I think we are good. I think we are good. Let me see. Monitoring. I don't need monitoring. I think we are good. So let me try to quit. Hopefully it's gonna work. So after this video, the next couple of videos, we are going to be looking at OAuth, which is the authorization standard when it comes to APIs and things around this. So it's done, validation passed. So let's provision our VM. So as I said earlier on, something that is very common when it comes to cloud environment is resources communicating with other resource. And we've seen how virtual machine communicates with other resources in our Azure platform. And in the back end, as I said earlier on, tokens are generated, tokens are validated. So the virtual machine generates a token, especially when you've enabled managed identity to it, which should be the first thing that we are going to be doing as soon as our VM is provisioned. So is that token now that we want to access that token? We want to see how we can access that token. It's something that it can sound very trivial, but it's very, very important and very fundamental when it comes to building applications that makes use of Microsoft security framework, Microsoft identity framework rather. So we'll be seeing that now. I have a program that is already set up. I just want this to be ready first before I go to my program. So our virtual machine is being provisioned. It's almost done and it's completed. So let's go to resource. Still loading. So I was a little bit too fast. So let me give it some time. Let me give it some time, then I will refresh this again. So you can see I have a public IP address already. So this public IP is very key. We are going to be using it a lot. So let me refresh to see if it's ready. It's still not ready. Uh, Let it refresh. So while this is getting set, let me just copy the public IP and I will just go and paste it in my Visual Studio. I'll be showing you the Visual Studio code later on. But let me just paste this in my Visual Studio. I want to copy. I'll be showing you the code in a few minutes time. Let me just ensure that my Visual Studio is ready. Okay, so let me go back and confirm that. Yes, so it's ready now. That notification is out. So what we need to do now is to enable managed identity for this virtual machine. So to do that, you come over here, you navigate to, is it identity? Yeah, identity, under security identity. So you click on this, then it's switched off by default. The status is off by default. So I'm turning it on now. I'm using system assigned. So it's what is being generated, what is being given by the Microsoft virtual machine. That's what I want to use. I'm not creating anyone on my own end. So this is being enabled. So let's wait for it to be done before we see how we can RDP into our VM. Okay, so this is taking a while. So what I will do is let me just click on something else and click back. Okay, it's still loading. My system has been really, really slow of late. Oh, I haven't saved. I haven't saved. I haven't saved. I thought it was hanging. Yeah, so it should give me an ID. Yeah, so you can see I now have a principal ID over here, which is great. So we are good now. So now let me download the RDP file. It should be under connect networking or something. Yeah, connect. So now, because we've enabled managed identity, so we can this VM can be used to, it can generate tokens, it can be authorized to have privileged access to resources. So what I would do is to download the RDP file, keeping this, and it is downloaded. So at this point, I want to share my entire computer so that you can see the process involved with the RDP. So let me just ensure it's copied. .NET VM is the username. So let me stop sharing, and I would share my entire computer now. Okay, I believe you can see my full computer now. What I want to do now is I'll come over here, come to downloads, and I want to open this RDP file. Yeah, that's fine. I want to connect. More choices. No, I do not want to. I want to modify. So let me close this. Let me try it again. Um, Show details. Um, let's see. Okay, let me enter the password. Okay, so let's go. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Yes. Okay, so I believe you can still see my screen. So our VM is being provisioned, is being configured. I just hope I have access to my C drive. So let's see. And I do not have access. So I have to do this again. Let me shut down, let me close this. So there's something I should have done. Yeah. So what I will do now is let me stop sharing. Let me share the code. So I'll go to my RDP file. Let me go to downloads. Yeah, so what I want to do now is to modify. I'll go to my RDP, I'll go to edit, and this is what I was looking for. So let me stop sharing and share my entire screen. Let me share my entire screen so that you can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to work with. So I will go to, where is it? Local resources, more, and I want to give access to my C drive because I'll be copying some content onto from my local computer to my, what's it called? From my local computer to the virtual machine. So this is what I wanted to do. So I can now connect. However, I want to show you the program first in Visual Studio before I click on connect. So this is the simple program that we are working with. You can see that what this program does is that it simply goes to this endpoint. This is the virtual machine endpoint, and it tries to retrieve a token for the virtual machine. And you can see that I have the public IP address here, and the token is accessible because we have enabled managed identity. So whenever managed identity is enabled, we are able to access such a token. So this is a simple program that just returns, gives the response. So actually, the code that I got from the internet that would have been able to do this was using some obsolete method. So I had to update this using a newer class, and I haven't tested it actually. So hopefully it works as expected. So what I just need to do is to build this. So I'll go to build and build solution. And hopefully the build is successful. So I just need to take note of the name. So the build is successful. So I just need to take note of the name and the name of this project, .NET Managed Identity Access Token. Yeah, so what I will be doing now is let's go back to our virtual machine, which we are still sharing, and I can now connect. So let's connect. Yeah, I want to connect. Password again. Okay. Yes. So I'm connecting one more time. This time around, I should have access to the what's it called? I should have access to my C drive from my virtual machine. Yeah, so let's open. I don't need this. Let me open this one more time. Let's go to this PC. Oh, yeah. So this is what I was looking for. So you can see my C drive. This is the host computer. So I can go in here and get stuff from here. So I need to open Internet Explorer. I need to ensure that I have the runtime working here. So I'm opening Internet Explorer now. Okay, so what I would do is let me go to google.com. Let me add Google. Yeah, so let me add all this. I should just turn off this security, but we're not going to spend a lot of time here. Content from the website is being blocked. So let me switch this up. Okay, let me add this first. Let me add all this. Want to want to turn this off. So let's come over here. So we need to want to turn it off on my browser. Internet options, security over the internet. It's high. I don't want it to be high. Um, hmm. So let's see again. Google.com. Why does this keeps disturbing me? I thought I've added everything. Okay. So now what we want to do is .NET 6.0 runtime. Okay, so download. Yeah, so this is what I want. Keep adding this. The last time I worked on this, I've forgotten what I did that stopped all this. But it's not gonna take time and will be good. So this is what I want to install. So I think it's the desktop runtime, I believe. Is it the desktop? Is the desktop runtime? But then enables you to run existing Windows desktop. But this release includes, yeah. So let me download this. Yeah, so it's being downloaded. Click here to download manually. Save. Yeah, so we've downloaded it. So I want to run it. Okay, so the installation is successful. So let me close. Let me go back to that page. I really hope, I can't remember the one I downloaded the last time, the SDK. Desktop on time. Yes, it should be the desktop. We built our application in a desktop. Okay, so and we are on Windows Server. So um, I believe that should work. So what I want to do now is let me open my Explorer, my Windows Explorer. So what we want to do now is I'm going into this PC. I'm going into this PC, into my computer. I want to locate my code, my repository. So let this load, let this load. Yeah, so I'm going to users. Is it in users or is it in program files? You know, this Windows server is just a 1 gig server, so that's why it's kind of slow. Trying to conserve costs. Admin, I think it's program file. We should go to program files. Okay, I think it's here. So we should see a folder called source. I believe that should be where, if it's not here, we'll go to program files. We have any source here. Still loading. Still loading. To still get to S. It's gradual. There any S? We haven't gotten to S isn't completed. Yeah, so you can see source. So I'm opening it. That's where my repositories are located. Yeah, so now we go to repos. I hope I can still remember the name of the project. I know it starts with .NET, managed identity, something. Because there are a lot of projects here. So just scrolling down gradually till we get to .NET. You know, it's managed identity, access token. This is it. We're opening this. Okay, so is the bin folder I'm interested in. Opening it. So we want to copy the debug folder into this virtual machine. So I'll copy this. And I'll go to probably documents in my virtual machine and I'll paste this over here. So this contains the source code that I showed you in Visual Studio. So this is being copied. So we are going to be running the exe file very soon. I believe all is in place. I hope I haven't skipped any process. So what's important is that it's important we understand what we are doing, because if you don't understand what we are trying to achieve, this will just look like we are just going through a lot of stress with VMs, um, and it will be difficult to make sense out of what we are doing. What we are really doing is that virtual machines, before they can get access, before Azure VMs can gain access to resources, they need to have some tokens, and these tokens is tied to Active Directory. And these tokens is managed by Microsoft. So these tokens needs to be validated by some external applications before access is granted, before authorization is given. So we are trying to retrieve that token. So we've written an application that is able to retrieve that token in a virtual machine, from a virtual machine. So that's what we are really doing. It will make clearer, it will be much more clearer when we start um, applying this in real world scenario, when you need one application to talk to another application and authorization needs to be granted and these tokens are in use. So I believe my short explanation makes things clearer to an extent. So let this be done as quickly as possible. I actually haven't even tested this before. I haven't tested the application, but um, I'm hopeful that it will give me the desired results. Yeah, so it's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done. Fast. It's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done. When we start to work with OAuth and APIs in our subsequent videos, all this will make a lot of sense. To make a lot of sense. So because I want you to see the tokens clearly, I think I want to use command prompts. You can also double click on it, but I would rather use command prompts. So this is the application that I want to run. So I would copy this. I will open command prompts. CMD. Yeah, so command prompt is coming up. Coming up. I believe I've clicked on it. Let me do that again. CMD. What's happening? Computer is too slow. Okay, so while command prompt is coming up, if I can't get that to work, I'll just double click on this and we'll see. Okay, it's already coming up. It's already coming up. Application error. Wow. So I will just double click on it and see how it goes. So we have two loading. Let me close all of them. Let me close the command prompt first. I think next time I'm making such videos, I will use a virtual machine with better specifications. Please be patient with me. I just want to ensure that all these are closed before running. Okay, so let me just run it and hopefully it doesn't affect our what we're working on. So you can see my screen. I'm trying to run the program now. I want to access the token. Hopefully everything works as expected. I'm gonna take some time because it's making a call. Oh, that was fast. So that's the reason why I wanted to use command prompt. Okay, but I can also let me try to use PowerShell. PowerShell.